Hi guys. See how beautiful it is? Nice little breeze. It's probably 75. Beautiful day. Thought I'd come sit out here and chat with you a bit. Chat you up. Chat you up a bit. Oh, it's so gorgeous. Here, you could look out there for a while. How's that? Let me turn you around there so you can at least look at something halfway decent while I'm talking. No, you got to see this because you got to see me because we got to talk. Hi. Hi. Oh my gosh. Okay, look, boys and girls. Oh shit, would you just come on? Thank you. Had this thing so long it don't want to behave. Okay, so you know how whatever goes around comes around? Yeah, it's my turn. So there's a movie I think I've told you about before called Made in Heaven. Kelly McGillis and Timothy Hutton. His life isn't so good. 1928, 29, something around there. He's on his way to Los Angeles. He jumps in the car to save the woman and her 2 children. They were saved. I don't know, but what you keep saying in the movies, why did it happen like that? All they had to do, and if it happened like how we thought, the movie would never be. So anyway, I won't tell you the whole thing in case you haven't seen it. If you want me to tell you, I'll make a separate video and send you that link. How's that? So he crosses over, and just so you know, this is my really that's how I believe it is. That is what my ancestors have told me. So just my opinion. So anywho, he sees his auntie. He goes and his auntie greets him on the other side. Yada yada yada. He realizes all you have to do is think a thing and it instantly happens. Anyway, he falls in love over there. Let me see if I can put this over here. Sorry. And he falls in love with Kelly McGillis, and Kelly McGillis is never been born, so she doesn't know a lot of the things that happen on Earth. Oh great, that's too low now. Sorry. Jeez, Tosh, get it together, girl. That'll probably be about right, I suppose. So Kelly McGillis, they fall in love in heaven, right? So finally it's Kelly McGillis's turn to be born. She's never been born before. And of course he wants to, go meet her. They fell in love. They got married in heaven, blah, blah, blah. And I'm not going to tell you all the way to the end. But I'm trying to make my point as well. So he has X amount of time. So God's helper, Emmett, which is his real name, but they didn't say what his last name is. It is God's helper. He's not God. He's just God's helper. And then she helps Emmett. Kelly McGillis helps Emmett. So she's finally born. She's a little baby. We see her life. And then he, of course, right away goes to Emmett and say, I know you can let me be reborn too. And anyway, so Emmett gives him X amount of time. I'm not going to say. And we see his life. And then we see, no, we see her life. And then we see his life. Okay, so it is just such a beautiful story. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out how to tell you my point without telling you. You know, we all have a purpose for being. So when he was in heaven, he saw this shovel. So he says, Auntie, she says, yeah. She says, there's a shovel here. Did you put it here? And she says, no, it must be a new idea. Makes sense to me when things just pop up or things just disappear. Something is about to happen. So anyway, she's on Earth. She's an adult now. He's on Earth. He's an adult now. And anyway, I'll fast forward it just to say she was upset by something, her ex-husband, and he was happy because he just got this big, huge music contract. I sound so funny. And so she's walking one way, and she's all sad and crying, and he's walking the other way. And, you know, even in New York, you know, the traffic was, you know, heavy, of course, I assume. And it's like this. So she stops, and she turns around, and she's trying to find that feeling she just had. So she runs up behind him and just stops. And he stops. And he turns around, and he's like, I know you. And she says, yeah. So then they're hugging and kissing. And he says, what do you want to do? And she says, everything. And then it goes into the other parts. Anyway, that is exactly how I feel with you. This is to my sweetheart, Bob. Now, I'm saying this, boys and girls and Bob, because this is just how I feel, and tomorrow might change, but I'll think about tomorrow when it happens. I'm living in the now, and I'm pretty high right now. So, you know, boys and girls, I always tell you to remember to be fair. Remember to be fair to yourself first, so then you can in turn be fair to the other person. So Bob and I had, I don't know, like a 4-year relationship, yada yada yada. Then I moved to Oakland. He kept trying to get me back, and the other reason why I'm saying this is because I know him now that I'm 54. Looking back, well, we're both 54. No, he won't be 54 till August 5th. But now that we can look back and you say coulda, shoulda, woulda, all that good stuff, and you always wish things had turned out differently. But if they turned out differently, I wouldn't be the Tasha that I am, and he wouldn't be the Bob that he is, right? So for years now, well, you know, I've been single for years and not doing anything for years. So I had always wondered about him because I found and am friends with, just like I told you on Facebook, all my exes. Only one I haven't seen since 1986. And that's okay. But I'm okay if I do see him. I'm not going to, like, you know, do anything stupid. That would not benefit anybody, anything. So, and when you go back and you see or talk to all your exes on Facebook, to me, it's a really heartwarming lesson, you know, because everything is a lesson. Bob, if you didn't know that, everything is a lesson to me. So for the past, I don't know, because I would always contact him, you know, hi, how you doing, you know, like once a year. And then a few years ago, his stepmother told me he moved to Sacramento, which is, in case you don't know, it's like 3 hours from where I am. So anywho, I kept looking and looking, and I thought, you know what, maybe, see, I'm just like you guys, maybe I'm not supposed to be doing this. Maybe I'll just let sleeping dogs lie. But that picture of him coming to my apartment in Oakland and saying the things that he did. I do remember that, by the way, Bob. I don't remember everything, so I'm glad you have a much better memory than I do. So I kept playing it over and over and over in my head, and I kept telling myself, why couldn't I just tell him to wait? I need, to get over the emotional whatever, why I left. Because he's a good man. I mean, he's a hardworking man. He raised his sons like a good man should, and taught them manly things and whatnot. How to fix cars and motorcycles and boats and how to build stuff. You know, and it was pretty amazing. Anyway, so I kept thinking and thinking about that day and thinking about this day and thinking about that day. I can tell you about that. They were good days. And this one particular day, Bob, I'll never forget. We were sitting outside the Italian restaurant on Burlingame Avenue, remember? And right next to I think it was an Italian restaurant or a Chinese restaurant, one or the other. Right next to that was a little knick-knack shop, and he knew I loved fans, and he bought me this 24 gold-plated little black porcelain fan about so big. And I'm glad I still remember that because, Bob, we haven't gotten there yet, but I lost everything back in 2001. Yeah, I'll tell you about that later. And that that and my grandma's 22 karat gold plate and all my crystal just meant the world to me. And you got to learn to let it go, boys and girls. You just can't be holding on to stuff, See, if I let more stuff go, I'd probably lose weight. So, well, not these. Just saying. Not losing those, Bob. And, just all that is flood tiding, because I wondered. Never mind. So, I thought, well, I'm going to let that go. Looking back isn't good. I'm going to just live in the now. I'm sure, he's happily married with children, and I'll just, let that go. Okay, so every year I do that. And every year I still look him up, trying to find him in Google or something. And did you know that there's a lot of people with your first and last name? I mean, there's tons. Who knew? Anyway, not where you were last living in Northern California. All over California, as a matter of fact. But anyway, and there's like 10 of you in Sacramento. Did you know that? Oh my gosh. Anyway, so I was doing really good, and I wasn't, coulda, shoulda, woulda on myself. And I gotta take that liner thing out. It's hanging too far down in the back there by your uvula. So that's why it sounds like I got peanut butter in my throat. Anyway, so this year I was really good. I only thought of him like once a month or something. Okay, that's a lie, right? Because once you start thinking of somebody, it lasts for, 2 or 3 days. Anyway, so, when was it? Yesterday. I looked at the fan that I have in my purse, hot flashes. And I thought of that little black fan that he bought me. And I started thinking about him and, yada, yada, yada. And I thought, I'm going to try Facebook one more time. No, I'm not. I'm just going to let Sleeping Dogs Lie, Tasha, stay in the present. Just live your life. He's living happily ever after, whatever. So I'm doing, my daily paperwork, staying, focused and on point with, business and life stuff. So I heard this little voice say his name. So I looked, because it was pretty clear. I mean, you guys know I believe in talking to spirits and stuff, only the good ones. I don't do no devil worshiping and all that crazy stuff. It's just a gift. I'm not going to shut it off. Um, and I don't know whose voice it was or why, not that it matters, but I heard his name again really loud in my ear, because this is the ear I hear spirit in. But I heard it like I'm talking to you right now, okay? And I'm like, was that Marcy or Papa? No way! He's finally on Facebook. I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe it. So of course you go and you look at all the pictures and stuff, and knowing him as well as I do, I know he was going to be one of those that, only his family could see all his stuff or whatever, restricted. You know what I mean? So I instantly sent, because you boys and girls know, you're older, you look back and he looks exactly the same. So good. Um, so I instantly friended him, and I didn't type him a message because I'm knowing he's probably not as up to date on computer stuff as I am or other people are. So I didn't leave a message. I waited. Don't you know, 3 minutes later, ding! Do you know a place called, the place where I first met him in 1987, 88? I think my mom moved to Hayward. And of course I said something very sexy, and I said, "You're so silly." Of course I remember. I could never forget, where I met you. And of course, it took him a long time. So I'm typing and typing and typing and typing and typing. Stereotypical girl, right? Um, Knowing he's probably not going to type as fast on his phone that I am on the keyboard. And surprisingly, I got most of my words spelled correctly. Because y'all know when I'm spiritually high or not, I generally misspell something. So I waited and waited and waited, and he replied, then I replied, then he replied, then I replied. Now, I'm telling you all this, boys and girls, is to say, even though I am a girl and I want to ask him 1,001 questions, I'm not going to do that. I know men, most men, him, are just different. Now, don't get me wrong, I have dated a lot of men that are just so, right back with every little answer, which is nice, but I have enough patience to wait. It's not a compliment or put down, Bob. It just is, and I'm always going to be real with you. So, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, what if this is, I don't know, one of his sons? What if this is his wife? What if? And I said, okay, I'm not going to say anything else, because I didn't say anything too over the top. I remember where I left all those sexy ass little notes that I used to leave for you. I know exactly where that is. Don't be silly, of course. And that was pretty much it until he responded. And I said, oh, where are my manners? I don't mean to be disrespectful. I don't want to step on anybody's toes. How's the wife and kids? And he gave me, his reply, let me think everything was okay, and went so far as to call me baby. So I'm like, okay, well, whatever. I mean, he told me the situation. It must be all good now, emotionally, and I can say whatever I want to say without stepping on anyone's toes, because I still have to, maintain being civil and coherent, just because, I'm all goo goo gaga and I've always been in love with him, doesn't give me the right to disrespect anybody else in his house. So that's pretty much my message in all this. It reminds me so much of that movie Made in Heaven, Timothy Hutton and Kelly McGillis. And so I told him, I said, I can't believe I found you again. Because to me, And you know, he's good enough to just roll with the punches. I really love that about him. And because mom moved to Hayward, and then she wanted to clean up the backyard, so we had to go rent a lawnmower and a hoe and shovel and stuff until she bought all that herself, because she like just moved there. So we went there the following weekend to start cleaning up the backyard. So boy, I remember that day. I'm praying that I get more of my memory back. um yeah, anyway, I'll tell you that story later, Bob. So, oh, I didn't know which way the car was coming. Let me mind my own business. Sorry. So that's how I met Bob. He worked at the loan equipment loan place. Anyway, so I'm like, I found you again. I can't believe it. What the hell took you so long to get on Facebook? So thank you, Mark Zuckerberg, for creating that once again. However, you could work on that thing, how far we get to go back in hours to retrieve our notices. Yeah, because sometimes a girl only sleeps 4 hours and sometimes she sleeps 10. I want them all. Um, and boys and girls, it is really so joyful. And you still have to remain realistic, because even though the heart is going, give me more, 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 the brain has to kick in at some point and say, okay, let's be real, Tosh. You can't just pack up your room and move. You gotta wait. Let's breathe. Find out exactly what he wants. Because, I mean, he could be dating. I don't know. We've only discussed certain things so far. So I'm going to live in the now. As much as I can. Thank God I'm big. I have my weight to keep me still. um, oh, that's one thing, honey. You could make. There's a lot of guys I'm noticing nowadays on YouTube that only make videos about big girls. You would be really good at that. Anyway, so boys and girls, I want you to. I'm saying this and making this video because I want him to know, and I want you to know, to be realistic with yourself. I'm sorry, I'm just looking off. It's just so freaking beautiful. It's like perfect. It must be perfect because I'm sitting out here with no jacket on in the shade, because the sun is already in the east, west. It's a really good feeling to be liked. It's a really good feeling knowing you can trust this person to say anything and not go, oops, I wonder what they had to think about that. I wonder what they, fuck that. And just as nice, he's not as shy as he was. When I met him, I like that, because I'd rather you hurt my feelings and tell me the truth than tell me something pretty just to make my feelings better. Well, boys and girls, what I really want you to remember is, I know we all get that goo gaga feeling. My mother is 84 now, and she still gets that goo gaga little girl feeling when she sees that pimp daddy down the hall. I'm sorry, I don't like him very much. I don't think he treats my mother as well as I want her to be treated. Anyway, it's none of my business. It's her life. And she's still all, he said this and he's, so it never changes. It's never going to go away, that part of humanity. Even for, the guys that are, I can't think of a good word. So those guys that, always answer back. Because let's face it, some guys don't, but maybe some girls do. God bless. Let everybody be okay. You have to be someone in my video? You guys, could you fix that, please? Let him go take a beer, drink a beer, go to the bathroom or something. So, I want you to really, really, really remember. And yes, even though I love him with all of my heart and soul, I know he's a good man. I know he'd probably take a bullet for me even now, even though we just started talking again after I don't know how many years of not talking. I still have to be realistic, you know. He still has to be realistic. I don't know. I can't see his face, so I can't speak for him. How could I say this? Yeah, I'm having trouble with words. Can you believe it? It's a first. I want to stay real and make sure he's giving me what it is that I know I need from a man. And I will ask him to make sure I am giving him what he needs from me as a woman, no matter what the situation is. If we're man and woman, the younger version would be boyfriend, girlfriend. Or we're just friends, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know if he's ready for another relationship. I don't know. Because, you know, I just act like he's mine already, so. I don't think he minds. You know, but you still have to be fair. You know, goo gaga and talk on the phone and you hang up first. No, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Yeah, that was cute. That was fun. Yeah, even us old folks still do that, you guys. Yes, we do. It's just so wonderfully overwhelming, you know. Again, you know, I'm just like you as a teenager. You I almost said your name. Um, and you just gotta keep. I just keep checking myself. You know, Tasha, live in the now. Stop putting the cart before the horse. That's like those girls who plan the wedding and ain't got no man. Though I never, just so you know, I never really had the desire to get married. I just wanted the ceremony, but we didn't need paperwork for that. You know. Anyway, it's really nice to talk to a man that you just feel so comfortable with. You can just walk in the door and be naked, show all my lumps and grooves and bumps and everything, you know. It's been such a long time. Well, there's Doc, but Doc is my more of a shoulder than anything else. Anyway, it's so nice. It feels so nice. It feels so comfortable. It feels as if, really, you know, so a lot of people say, okay, forget that. I won't say that one. I'll say, as if you met your other half, or what is it? I can't think of it, but it's like that, okay? And it's, yes, honest to God, it is just like, oh, okay, I just saw you yesterday. So, give me a kiss, give me a hug. How you doing? Come on, let's sit down. Let me fix you something to eat. I'm like, okay, Tasha, be realistic. Don't be pushy. Don't be overbearing. Because I know I can do that easily, you know. I can tell he's already just as overwhelmed as I am, so I'm trying not to, you know, bum rush him with 1,000 questions that you know I have written down already, right? Yeah, I stayed up till I think 5 o'clock this morning making that pendant and taking notes. I won't say I wrote down 100 questions. That's going to come automatically, you know. It's nice. It's nice feeling his vibration through my ear, in my brain, and ping-ponging all the way down all my limbs. It's nice. It's nice saying remember when. It's nice remembering and not feeling bad about anything. I mean, there's a couple of apologies that I would like to make just because I want to. You know, when I saw on LinkedIn one of my other boyfriends, and I mailed him right away, and I said, you know, I just wanted to apologize for XYZ, and he's like, I have no clue what you're talking about, and I'm like, really? Oh, okay. He says, why would you think that? Well, I know me. I can be kind of harsh at times, especially since then I was a baby Aries, and I did want my way all the time. So, sorry. He says, oh, I didn't think that at all. Anyway, so, but it's good to have clarity. It's good to have closure to, you know, things that once hurt you, and sometimes find out why, but not stay on it. You know, we could talk about it, but I don't want to stay on it because there's so many other things I want to talk about. That's another video. No, that's an adult video. Anyway, so boys and girls, I really want you to remember. I'm telling you, and I'm telling if Bob was sitting right here, he'd tell you the same thing too. When I, you know, do something, Tasha has to do it. When Tasha says when I do something, he has to do it. Everybody, not just the love of our lives, boys, girls, cats, dogs. We all have to respect each other's boundaries. Not just me because I'm all in love again. No, everybody. I have to respect yours, you know, as a commenter, not to put anything too mean, even if you, because you all know, Miss Shunny, what, back in 97, I'm sorry, 2005, 6, 7, yeah, when I got so comfortable, the hair wasn't even combed, no eyebrows or nothing, yeah, those days, a lot of people got on me for a lot of just stupid stuff and said a lot of nasty names, and I can't just charge back with some stupid shit that serves no purpose. So I'm telling you all this to remind you all and myself to stay in balance, you know, stay in check no matter how much we want to just sit on the phone with them and, excuse me, talk nonstop. Life has to go on. I have to work. You have to work. Got things to do. So that makes it more special when you do talk, you know. And stay realistic, because we women got to remember not to just go around pouncing on men all the time, you know. Well, why, what? If the deed is done already, there's no sense in asking why, unless it's something in yourself. Like, I have one question, just one, seriously, Bob, just one, that I want to ask you so I can finally let it go. Will you help me find some closure in that? I think you will. And it's not to be disrespectful or rude or, you know, full of angst and animosity. It's not about that. I'm just curious, and I don't want to make the same mistakes. Okay, we're full grown now. We're both 54. You know, no more bullshit and and ahhing and those little tiny lies just to make you feel good that come out not making you feel good. You know, so. But it's all good. I'm just so excited. No matter how it ends up, boys and girls. Right now, I'm full of excitement and joy. As Bashar would say, my life is full of excitement, and I'm doing the thing that gives me the highest excitement, which now is Bob and Joy. So, I think that's about it. Just try to stay realistic, boys and girls. And you know how you're going to know? Ask your older sister that you trust. Ask your older brother that you trust. I mean, thank God, you know, for my older brothers my older brothers and sister raised me well, in addition to my mom, of course. But it was my brothers that taught me about sex, and it was my sister that taught me, about periods and stuff. Not my mom. And that's not a put down. She, even till today, I mean, she's just 84. She's just now starting to talk about sex. I mean, come on. She was just something in her that was too shy or too something. I don't know. But it don't matter because I know now. I know different now. So you have to check yourself. Go to the mirror. If you don't want to go to your parents and say, hey, Dad, Bob is back in my life, and so far we talked about this, this, and this, and what do you think? I know your dad would love that. And just be honest. Even girls, we know how dads are with their girls. And thank God he's got 3 boys. So it's an idea. I mean, you're gonna do whatever you want to do anyway. So asking dad wouldn't really hurt. He's gonna give you a male perspective, which is true. Men just usually have one thing on their mind, and they're gonna do whatever it takes to get it. And boys, a lot of girls are that way too nowadays. I mean, this isn't 1929 anymore. We have the cougars out there, just like the men. Sugar daddies used to be only sugar daddies. No, now they're sugar mamas too. Anyway, just be good to yourself. Be fair to yourself. The heart can't rule all the time. It can't. You always have to stay in balance, boys and girls. Always. Even though you don't want to. Boys, stay nice. Girls, say no. So it's just very exciting to have that anticipation, that beginning anticipation, that anticipation of seeing him again for the first time in umpteen years, and I really still can't believe it. I mean, his hair is brown, his eyes are still green as far as I could tell in his pictures, and he's still so freaking handsome. Wow. Yeah, when I go over there, you'll see. We'll do a video. Huh, honey? No, I'm kidding. You don't have to do a video if you don't want to. I'm not out to get anybody to change for me. If you choose to, that's fine. If you don't, I'm still going to love you. Okay, boys and girls. So there you have it. There it be. Somebody asked me a question, but yes. Oh, look, Bob. Here's the little monster that I was talking to earlier when you call. Duster, you be nice to Big Tom. So just remember to stay true to self, because you know what? In the not so good side of things, he or she will, just hit it and split. And you'd be like, but he says but she says she loved me. Actions speak. The words ain't got nothing on words. Come here. Actions speak louder than words. By your deed you shall know them. For real. And so far his deeds turned out to be pretty damn good. We got to stay in balance with each other all the time. And when one's down, if you're already boyfriend, girlfriends, you just got to try to pick the other one up and keep up with life. So, there you have it. There it be. Bob, I'm so happy. Thank you for choosing to be in my life again. I appreciate you so much for that. It's nice. Now I have someone I can trust on a different level with things that you don't necessarily want the public to know, Yeah, so there you go. Look at Duster. She's so funny, Bob. Let me see if I can get this off here real quick. There's Duster. Duster. Let's see those pretty eyes. Duster. You're so cute. Yep, she must have found a nugget. And there's Big Tom. Did you hurt your paw again, huh? No? Okay. I know you want kibbles. It's not time to have dinner yet. At least I don't think. It's probably, what, about 5 o'clock? So, yeah, those who won, Jessica, I'll send your stuff out tomorrow. And then, the other person from the giveaway, I'll send your stuff out the next day. It's so cute. That's one of Marcy's indoor cats, even though she sleeps on top of the washing machine. She don't come in the house. That's why she's looking for food. And she comes up meowing and pawing me. Feed me, feed me. Huh, Duster? You just want more kibbles, huh? You just want more kibbles. I know you want kibbles too, Big Tom. I know. It's so precious, but she's got 8 of them. Huh. I know. And it's so funny. Dang it, I wish she could hold still right in front of her ears. I told Marcy, I said, she's got some little bumps in front of her ears. So Marcy instantly goes out and looks her over and she says, you know what those are? They're freckles. A cat that has freckles. Oh my goodness. Anywho, I love you guys. Enjoy the beautiful day that I'm having here in California. And to my sisters in North and South Carolina, I hope you're having a beautiful day too. But if you're not, here's a little piece of something, something. And I love you, love you, love you. And to all my babies, Jordan, I know you're heading from the UK to USA. Have a safe trip. I love you. Don't forget to send pictures on WhatsApp. And enjoy yourself, you and your husband. And I miss you. And to all my other babies, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. And have a great day. Okay, this is Tasha Harris with TashasTouch.com and theangels.us. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.